Hello again, everyone. This is the second part of our solar system project. I did forget to mention before we ended the last video, you need to save. Incrementally save every 20 minutes while you're working is just good save practice. So we'll just go ahead and do it now. So File, Save As, and we'll call it solar system scene 01. We'll save as. Telling me it's a student copy. Okay. Alright, moving on. Okay, so we've got ourselves our planets, and now we need to have them actually look like planets. So in order to do so, we're going to go ahead and start adding textures and color to this, and we got to do that through the hypershade, because right now all of them are assigned with the same gray Lambert. So going over to our panel layouts here, we're going to go to this one here, which is our hypershade. Okay, pull this little work window down so we have some room to work. Okay. So here's the Lambert one. This is the one that everything is assigned to. Do not rename this. This is the default Lambert that anytime you create something, it will be attached to this Lambert. If you add some kind of texture or a color or something like this, every time you bring in something else, it will be attached to this with a color or texture, whatever it is. So it'll just make your scene silly to work with. So create a new Lambert, and we're going to attach that Lambert to this sun, right? So let's first name our Lambert. Let's keep with good naming conventions. So click on the shader, go over to our channel box layer editor, select the name, backspace, get rid of that 2, and we'll call this one Lambert Sun. Okay. Now to assign it, there's 2 different ways you can assign something. You can select the object, then right-click the shader and go to Assign Material to Selection. Or if you just want to go with the easy method, you can just left-click the shader and, middle mouse button the shader, and then just drag and drop it onto your object. Okay. So it has been assigned. Can't tell anything's changed at all, but that's because we still have gray as our prevailing color here. So let's go to the attribute editor, and now you'll see the attributes that go to the shader. So under color we have gray. Let's go ahead and change that to something that's more like the sun. So I think that I'm thinking sun, we're looking at something more like yellow orangish, I would think, right? Yeah, okay, that looks maybe so. Yeah, that'll probably work. Okay. So something else we're going to do is we're going to add a little incandescence to our sun, so it's bright like the sun should be. So we'll go to incandescence and we'll boost that up just a little bit. Yeah, that's probably good. And special effects, under special effects there's a glow intensity. Let's go ahead and add a little bit of glow to it. We'll say 0.05. Let's see how that looks. We're going to do a test render now just to kind of see how the incandescence and the glow look on the sun. So excuse me. To do a test render, just go up to these little movie clip looking things, and this one here right next to the IPR is one that we'll use for our test render. So we'll left click that, and then we'll fire up a render. Okay. I don't really notice too much of a glow. It's not too bad though. We'll try one more time, and if it's not what I like, we'll just kind of move on, because you can spend a bit of time here kind of screwing around with getting your shaders looking the way you want them. Okay, one more time. See see how that looks. We're getting there. I think that one thing I need to change here is underneath our render settings. Oh, it's under object. So let's click on the object. We're going to go to render stats. And since it's the sun, it's not going to receive any shadows. It'll cast shadows, but it's not going to receive shadows. Let's see if that helps. After this, I promise we're done. We're just going to move on. Well, you know, it's got a little bit of a glow. Alright, I lied. I'm going to add up a little bit more glow to it. I'm a little bit of a stubborn guy. I usually like to have my things the way I like them, so we're just going to ramp this up a little bit. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay. Alright, so moving on. Now we're going to go ahead and create ourselves a shader for Mercury. So let's create another Lambert. Let's call this one Mercury. Okay. So color for Mercury, well, Mercury is kind of like a dull looking color, but I think I'm going to add a little bit of red to it. So we're going to move this guy over a little bit, and we're going to select the Lambert from Mercury, and we're going to drag and drop it onto Mercury. So it's been applied to it. Okay. And let's go ahead and we're going to add to the color, let's give it a little bit of a light red. It's mostly grayish of a color, so I mean, it's a little bit dull. There we go. We're going to call it, that will be Mercury. Okay. We're going to go ahead and create another Lambert for Venus. Okay. Just go ahead and drag and drop that one onto Venus. I think Venus is, we're actually a little creative with Venus. Let's, we're going to click this checker box next to the color, and that opens up this create node, render node. So Venus has a little bit of yellow and kind of gray, and it's got a little more colors to it. So let's go with, we're going to say mountain, sure. Okay. I'm going to click this little texture box here so that textures are being rendered onto our objects. There we go. Now, I created this, if you look in our workspace over here, and you click Venus and you click this, it'll graph the input output connections for Venus. So under mountain, you can see that it has snow and rock, and we can adjust those to get it to look like what we want to for our planet Venus. We're gonna change brown to more of a yellow. Yep, there we go. And we're gonna change this from a white to a little bit of red in there. There we go. Okay, yeah, I think that will work for Venus. Okay, now we're going to move on to Earth. Alright, so now for Earth, I think that I have a texture I'm going to try using for Earth. Before we do that, I'm going to quickly talk about normals. Well, first let's change this drop down to polygons. I don't know how it got to rendering, but okay. So let's look at what the okay, let's back it up for just a second. With polygons, all their faces have a normal, and their normal points out. So they're also referred to as UVs. So what I'm trying to say is that to be able to wrap an image around the outside of a polygon, you have to map the UVs, and we're going to do that really quickly here. It should be very simple since it's just a sphere. Objects like humans or creatures are a little bit harder to map, but for right now this should go really quickly. So Let's open up the window UV texture editor. Okay, so that's currently what it looks like. And actually, that's not bad. I mean, we might want to just leave it as that. If I want to map it, we can change it around. But I'll shrink this down for a second, and I'll apply a shader to this, and we'll see what it looks like. So let's go ahead and create a Lambert real quick. We'll call it Earth. Lambert. Earth. Let's go ahead and click the color checker box. Just want to throw it over to my second window. Okay, we're going to click File. And now under Image Name, we're going to click the folder so I can select the file I want to use. And then we're going to go up. Okay, apparently the image I was looking for didn't end up in there. But I have it on my desktop, so we'll use that one. Okay. Alright, so where's my Earth shader? There it is. Okay, let's go ahead and drag and drop that one onto Earth. Hey, look at that. That looks pretty good. I'll just leave it at that. Alright, so we got Earth. We're just going to leave the moons gray just to save some time, guys. Alright, move on to Mars. Let's create a new shader for Mars. Another Lambert. Okay, let's go ahead and drag and select that onto Mars. And Mars, well, yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and just kind of go quick with this one. I'm going to go ahead and just change this to a reddish color because Mars is the red planet. Make it a little darker. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and move along to Jupiter. Jupiter's pretty big, so I don't think I should skip that one. Let's go ahead and we'll get a little creative with Jupiter. Call that one Jupiter. Okay. Drag and drop that one on Jupiter. Go over here and under color, we're gonna change this one to we're gonna do a Vandelbrot. That's how you say that. Change some of these colors out though. Get rid of blue. Move over red. Move over yellow. Move some white in. Okay. You know, it doesn't really quite look 100% like Jupiter, but you know, I'm just kind of playing around. You guys should too. Yeah, that's fine. In the interest of saving time, I'm just going to kind of move along. So, moving on, we're going to look over at Saturn. Let's create a new shader for Saturn. Lambert, Saturn. Drag and drop that one onto Saturn. Call that one yeah, we're just going to move it along, so trying not to take too long with you guys. I don't want to bore you. There we go. We're going to call that one Saturn. And we're going to steal this shader from over here and drop that on Saturn's ring. Looks interesting. Okay, so moving on to Neptune. Let's create a Lambert and call this one Neptune. And drag and drop her onto Neptune. And let's see if we can get a good water shader to work on this one. Neptune's blue. Let's go ahead and just throw the ocean on there and see what happens. Apparently that was a bad decision. I think the one I was looking for was water. Let's back that one up. Try it again. Let's try water. Was that one I used last time? Color balance. There we go. Go with that. Alright. Okay, we got blue here, and we're going to go with light blue. Yep, I think that'll have to do it. Alright. Yeah, I got these out of order. Alright, that was supposed to be Uranus. Let's go back to Uranus. We'll change the color a little bit on it. Make it a little lighter. There you go. And always change the name of it from Neptune to Uranus. Alright. And we'll create one more Lambert for Neptune. Drag and drop Neptune on there. Let's go ahead and I think I'm just going to make Neptune a dark blue. Okay. And I think that I'm just going to let Pluto be the same color as the moons because Pluto is lucky I made it at all. Alright, let's see how we're doing on time here. Yeah, we're at 18 minutes again. I think that we're going to have to save the animations for the last lesson. Sorry guys. So I'm going to break it off here. You look over here, all of our sun's made, all of our planets are made. If we fire off a test render, it should look pretty good. Yep. Okay. Close that out. Let's go ahead and save our scene. Go to File, Save Scene As. And let's create, this is the new version, so we're going to go and call it 2. The reason why I'm saving a different copy of it is because sometimes you end up with something corrupts inside of a particular scene and you can end up losing a lot of your work. So we're going to incrementally save, and we're going to incrementally save as new files. So this will be called Scene 2. Continue, and we're good to go. Alright, so next lesson we will start the animation, and we'll look at parenting and grouping, and we'll get this solar system spinning, and maybe even fire off a video render of this. Alright, so thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next lesson. Alright, bye.